Hi everyone, we're in the greenhouses today and it's a seeding day. We're already started on vegetables and I just want to show you how we seed our vegetables. When you come into our greenhouses and you buy those packs of vegetables or the singles, I'm just going to kind of show you how we do that on our level. So here we have what's called a plug tray, and this is specifically referred to as a 288, and that's because there's 288 little plugs in this tray. And what we go through, and I have this little handy, kind of a little machine. I know it looks like a torture machine, but it has these little needles. And what we do is it's hooked up to a vacuum, and it creates suction, and it pulls up the seeds onto one on each little needle, and then I just operate it with my thumb. And that creates the suction, and when I want to drop the seeds, I let off. So I just want to show you before I turn this on because you won't be able to hear me. So I'll just go through how we actually do it. But this little trough is full of broccoli seed. And I have all my seeds set out today. We're getting into what we call the cold crop. So that's your broccoli, your cabbage, your cauliflower, what else do we have today? Kohlrabi. And what I do is I have a chart, and I went over the years, kind of learned exactly when I need to plant what, and I go through my chart and I go right down the line here. And so I think today is April 7th, so right about 4/8 I have marked all the things that I need to seed on that date. Now we've already started with vegetables with our tomatoes and peppers and some of the cukes, but we're just doing some of those first crops, and we'll split it up every couple of weeks and go out throughout the springtime. So again, here's our 288 tray, and that has germinating mix in it. The germinating mix is a really fine soil. It's really light, so that the seeds can push up and out of it. You don't want to use a heavier mix. So if you're doing your own seeds, you do want to have a germinating mix. Okay, so this tray is already full of the germinating mix. My seed trough has broccoli in it. And I'm going to go ahead and fire up my little machine and just show you how we do this. So that's as simple as it is, and so the seeds are in here, and vegetable seed is typically pretty large. All the cold crop stuff, they're almost like little tiny balls, and they're really easy to pick up and to place into the trays. You get into some seed like petunia seed, portulaca, wax begonias, alyssum. They're tiny little seeds. Sometimes it's hard to even think of, like like salt and pepper, like how fine pepper is ground. That sometimes that seed is really fine like that. So today, doing our broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, kohlrabi, those sorts of things. Now I'll go through and I will use my germinating mix, and I'll cover the seed, just give it a real fine layer of germinating mix to cover up that seed. I actually I sift it through a little screen and put a little cover on it. Then we'll wet it down with a fine mister, and then it goes in our propagation chamber. And it's very dirty, but it's being heavily used this as in every season. And so here are peppers that were done I think 2 weeks ago, so they're popping up really nice, and they're sitting on heat mats, and you really need to have the under the mat, the heating to excuse me, to get the seeds to pop. It just keeps it a nice consistent it's about 85-90 degrees. And so this propagation chamber, it's empty right now, but it will be full by the end of the day. And I'm just going to take you over to where all of our first round of tomatoes are sitting and just show you those. We'll end up doing about 25,000 tomatoes in a season. or more. So here is this also has heat. It's not on right now because all of these have already popped, but we can turn that heat on to get them to pop if we need extra room. This bench is just built for that. So these are our vegetables, and here are marigolds. Marigolds we do a little bit differently, and we do this, we just direct sow it. So this is an open flat, and we just go through and seed it by hand and cover it. And these are all the marigolds. This is our second or third crop of marigolds that we've done. And then what we'll do is go ahead and transplant them into the packs that you come in and buy. So we'll pull them up kind of bare like this, but it's not a problem. And then we'll bury them into the packs, and they'll grow from there. So a couple other things that we have direct seeded into an open flat: leeks, the celery. Yeah, it's tiny, but it's there. It's coming. And then also I was talking about alyssum. Alyssum we do in the plug flats, the plug trays, and there might be 5 or 6 in each one. Alyssum is tiny little seed, so you really have to pay attention and watch what you're doing. I've got more over here too. So we've got lots of vegetables started all over. So I just want to give you a quick little look into our life as how we go through and seed, especially like our vegetables. I put a link in this description on this video, and that'll take you to our blog on our beatyourneighbor.com website. And that blog, one of our friends, guest blogger Scott Varia, he did up an article for us on how he seeds his stuff at home. He does a lot of peppers and tomatoes, so he wrote up a real nice article for us. And check out some of the other articles on our blog, especially Scott Varia. So you got Scott Sharkey and you've got Scott Varia writing up blog articles, and also another guest blogger that we have is Deb Dobek, and it's good to have some friends that can write. So, but anyway, Scott has some cool blog articles on. He's a beekeeper, and that's always been real interesting to me. So he's got some cool ones there. So go to the website beatyourneighbor.com and check out the blog articles. Have a good day.